Hey everyone, I just washed my hands in that little shrine there. There's a specific way of doing it, but one of my hands is occupied at the moment. But I just wanted to show you. I'm in Euno Park, and I have to say that this place is absolutely mesmerizing for me. Here we have an ancient shrine, an ancient pagoda. It was built in the 1600s. The gate surrounding it was built about 20 years later. It's all gold leaf and hand carved. And to see it real, to stand here looking at it, it's quite something. These are the guardians of the shrine. There's one on either side. And there is a laneway leading up to the point where I am now. I've been here about 2 hours now, and I've managed to stroll through a good chunk of the park. And I'm so impressed. Yesterday was cool at Shibuya. It was a little bit hectic, but I strolled around for quite some time, and really it was very modern day there. A lot of high-end stores, things like that. And it was a pretty good day. I enjoyed myself. But here it's different here. This is way more up my alley. There's such a feeling of peace and serenity here. I was at a different part of the park earlier on, and if you noticed on Facebook, I sent a little video. I know I sent quite a few videos today, but every time I turned a corner, there was something else so cool to look at. I couldn't help myself, so sorry about that if I saturated Facebook with little videos. But one of the places was the the Buddha on the hill, which I taped and sent, and then there was another place which was a 400-year-old samurai. Oh, I forgot to show something here. Darn. It was a samurai shrine. And once you get inside these shrines, you're allowed to stand and look, but you can't take photographs or film or anything like that. They're considered to be quite sacred. But I stood in front of this particular samurai shrine, and it was dark on the inside. You could make out the gold and the objects in there. It was quiet and peaceful. And there was a Japanese person who stood right in front of it before me, and they had put their hands together and bowed their head as they were doing it. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of prayer as what we would consider in this day and age. But a silent just acknowledgement of peace and contentment. After that person left, I went and stood and I did the same thing, and boy, what a feeling came over me. It was really quite something. This here is the 5-storied pagoda. Again, standing here in front of it, you're not going to get the sense of what I see, but it is so cool. It was built in 1631, so almost 800 years ago. And then it burnt down not long after in 1639. And this is the rebuilt version of it from 1639. A 5-storied pagoda. It's something, I'm telling you. There's history. This park, there's history everywhere. Like ancient history. And it's so pretty. Can you hear those birds? I've been hearing them all over the place. It's such a cool call. Very distinctive to this geographical location. I keep trying to see one, but I can't. I stood under a tree for 5 minutes staring up, and I still couldn't see the darn thing. So I don't know what they look like, but they sound pretty cool. One thing to give you the heads up on if you do come to Japan, and I am so glad I'm here. And the first day, I think I was running on adrenaline and just the excitement of being here. After being, it's my 3rd day now. And there's a 16-hour time difference. And I'm starting to feel the effects of it, because when I go to sleep at night, I can sleep for about 2 hours. I mean, I'm not the greatest sleeper anyways, but I can sleep for about 2 hours. And then I wake up and it's almost like, that is it. I cannot get back to sleep again, because my body is thinking that, no. It's the middle of the day. You should be up and about and doing stuff. So there is definitely an adaptation period for that. So keep that in mind if you do come here. Where was that other thing I wanted to look at? I can't remember, but there's a tree over there somewhere that in 1879 Ulysses S. Grant, by that time he was the ex-president of the United States, and of course general during the Civil War, visited Japan, was invited to visit Japan on a mission of peace, and stayed here for quite some time with his wife as guests of the emperor. And they were in this park. They actually landed in Nagasaki, but they came to this park, and oh look, I found it. See that girl sitting on the bench there? That tree just to her left, that great big one there, that tree was planted by Ulysses S. Grant. I mean, people that aren't history buffs don't care, but I thought that was kind of cool. So it's been there quite some time. And another, I just want to show you something. Bear with me for a second. I just got to find it. Oh, here it is. So, when you, if you do come here, and by all means, you really should. When you get off at most Air Canada flights, they land at Narita Airport, which, as I mentioned before, is about 60K outside of the city. When you get there, go to the JR office, which is Japan Railways, and get yourself one of these. It is a Suica card, or an IC card. Hopefully I'm holding it up properly. And what you do is you put money on it. I put a couple of thousand yen on it when I first got here, but I've already put another 1,000 on it. But it's so handy. It makes traveling around on the train so easy. All you do is when you're going through the gates, you just tap this, and it records that you've entered. And then really you go on to any train that you want. And then when you get off, you tap it again. So it knows how many stops you've done, and it charges, I think for 4 stops, it's 200 yen, which is about $2. That's a handy thing to know, actually, is that our dollars are about 1/10 of the yen, if you know what I mean. So like 1,000 yen. 1,000 yen is 10 bucks. Put it that way. Anyways, it all goes in tens. So it's easy. It makes it easier to follow along to how much money you're spending. I'm probably still spending a little bit too much, but Euno Park also has this Euno Zoo right there. I'm not going to bother going into the zoo, but it has this glorious. There's 3 Japanese food trucks just over in that vicinity there, and I was starved. 2 of them are only ice cream and frosty stuff like that, and I didn't want that. I needed something hearty. But the middle one, they had fries. So I ordered a bag of fries, and that was 500 yen, so 5 bucks. And which I thought was a little bit steep, actually, but it is a food truck. And but she seasoned them, the lady there that cooked them up and everything. She seasoned them and put them in this paper bag. And my goodness gracious me, they were the most delicious fries I ever had in my life. So it was worth every yen to get those fries. But another thing, oh my goodness gracious, there is. Those are the first, over there, you see that? Those are the first garbage cans I've seen. One thing you'll notice about Japan is it's super clean everywhere you go, yet there are hardly any garbage cans anywhere. Everybody is so respectful that if they do have garbage, they just keep it on them. They just put it in their bag or whatever they do, and then they dispose of it when they get home. I'll have to come back to those. I won't do it while I'm filming here. I'll come back because I still have my bag. I put it in my backpack. Here's a guy. This guy was playing this bass here, this Philharmonic bass, and he was awesome. He was great. I walked by another guy over there before, and he was playing a specific style of classical guitar, and he was playing Bohemian Rhapsody, and my goodness, it was just outstanding what he was doing. Like everywhere you go in this park, there is just something that you want to remember, you want to film, you want to take a photo of. It's just non-stop. This fellow right there, I sat kind of beside him when I had my fries. He's drawing something over there. Oh, here's the